Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name is Rochelle and I am doing the weekly reading for the collective. Hello, thank you for being here. What am I saying? Okay, so while I'm thinking and talking, I'm gonna put some prosperity dust on the table. Remember that when you catch this, it's for the coming week for you. As I am doing this, Mercury is going direct, or is direct now. Today is the day. This one has been especially challenging. Combined with Venus retrograde, which is still going, and I think will go for probably another month or something, but anyway, I'm realizing my camera is a little tilted. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully this means that things are going to start to get a little less chaotic. Somehow I don't think so. I think we're just heading into more and more chaos, but maybe we'll be a little more able to handle it, a little more equipped. I don't know. Let me read from this little book called Think by Dr. Robert Anthony. Some people are willing to work only if they can start at the top and work up. Okay. So there's something to be said for starting at the bottom and working your way up. Because oftentimes you can't start at the top because you don't know what you need to know to have enough knowledge to start at the top. It's funny, it makes me think of my son. He's in this local youth symphony youth orchestra program, and the way it works is they have the youth symphony and the youth orchestra. The youth orchestra is the first years. It's the ones, they're younger typically. They don't have as much experience. They're not quite as good. And so this is his first year. He's in the orchestra, and he's a pretty high caliber percussionist. He's the best in his school. His teacher loves him. She's great. Anyway, and he's frustrated. He's bored out of his mind. He said yesterday he spends most of his time on his phone because the conductor is working with all the other kids who need so much more time and assistance. And he's just like, why am I here? This is so dumb. And I have been trying to explain to him, next year you'll go into symphony, youth symphony. And those are the older kids, higher caliber. There will be less time spent on the kids who really need a lot of extra time. And you know, he'll be able to, it's like he's I said it before, now I'm not going to remember. He's putting in his time so that he can get to the next level, and that will help him appreciate it more. And you know, maybe if he'd been, I mean, he honestly, I think he would have been great put into youth symphony right away, but they needed good percussionists for youth orchestra. So anyway, so I'm like, you just a little bit longer, a couple more months, and then you'll be done. And then next year will be a whole new experience, and there'll be a new conductor and all the things. So anyway, if you are feeling like you don't want to put in the hard work, because what's the point? You're at the bottom. This is basically saying, put in as high caliber of work as you possibly can for any given thing. I mean, this is one of the 4 agreements. Do your best. When you're always doing your best, then you feel good about yourself. Other people know that you're putting in your best efforts, and you rise more quickly that way. So, okay, I'm gonna get some angel cards. I got a new little bowl. We got love. We got some love. I think it was Cancer. The Cancer reading I did a couple days ago. That also got love. Love and peace. Excuse me. Okay, so this angel is covered in hearts. Hands, arms out, palms up, a heart over each palm, heart over the upper torso, lower torso, hearts at the feet, hearts at the armpits, hearts everywhere. And then we have peace. We have an angel under a tree, possibly taking a nap or just enjoying being out in nature. Love and peace. Well, that's a great energy to have this week. Right? I welcome it wholeheartedly. Okay, so let me go to the wisdom of the oracle. We have serendipity. Everything lining up, meeting the right people at the right time, being in the right place at the right time. No place like home. 50. Never ending story. 37. 9, 5, 1. Something really, really great things are happening here. And I feel like not just because of those great things, but okay, so what am I trying to say? You're feeling really good, relaxed, happy in your own skin, surrounded by people you love. You may be like buying a house, or somehow, you know, if you're looking for a new place to live, you meet the right person who knows a person, or you know, or who, whatever, like things line up so perfectly. And so it's really interesting that this never-ending story is here, because it's like you're you don't fully trust the good, all the good that's coming in. Let me just look in the book real quick at this never-ending story. Self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Love that lost piece of you. So, so it's like you're you're doing well. You've clearly been doing some work on yourself, the inner excavation, taking a look at ways in which you can increase your energy, increase your vibration, increase your mood, all the things, right? Taking time out to rest, to meditate. And there's this pervasive energy, this voice, that part of yourself that is so scared, that needs more healing, needs more care, attention from you. All right, so let's go to Heart's Hidden Secrets. This may shed some light on what this never-ending story is about. Yeah, if we've been through difficult things, if we've had our heart broken, things haven't worked out, we've been taught various things, you can't trust the world, nothing comes easily, life is hard. It's just, you know, we're very impressionable when we're young. We take all that in, we absorb it to our core in every cell, and then we live our life from that. And it's not always true. It's not usually true. Breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. Obsession, infatuation, adoration, and addiction. Oh, okay. Intuition, heart song, telepathy, inner knowing. I see. So you're aware. You're aware of this part of yourself that leans toward the negative, the pessimistic. And you're coming to a place, have come to a place where you're like, okay, this isn't working for me. I'm not getting any kind of reward from being in this negative mindset. How do I shift this? Because it's like you may be struggling with addictions. Some addictions, it can even be addiction to negative thinking. But some addictions, say substance addictions, will actually change your brain chemistry, will actually make it'll mess with your mood, it messes with your physical health, your emotional health, all the things. And so it's really hard to regulate yourself. And I feel like you're coming to a breaking point, with okay, so there's even something about an obsession with finding the right one, the right person, because of thinking that that's going to save you, that's going to make you feel better. Relationships don't work that way. It can be fun for a little while, in the beginning, when we're in the kind of honeymoon period. But what's really happening is when we're with another person, they're actually reflecting back to us our own energy. And that's what we become obsessed with. That's what we become infatuated with. We're experiencing our own energy. So the idea is to learn how to feel that on your own, and understanding you don't need somebody to fulfill you, to make you feel whole, because you already are whole. And it's just coming back to that understanding, learning how to nurture and care for that part of yourself that it does feel lonely, that does feel afraid, that is in that kind of victim mode. And so you're leaning into your intuition, and you're like, okay, what do I love about myself, about my life, about my world? Heart song. Like, you're tapping in. Okay, so telepathy makes me think you may have new kind of, I feel like this telepathy and heart song kind of aligns with this serendipity, where you have a deep inner knowing, and this may be becoming stronger than it used to be, or maybe you're realizing you have this skill that you didn't know you had before. It's a feeling that is tied to your emotions, your heart, and because of coming to this breaking point, you are shifting, you're breaking this obsession or addiction. It's not breaking it, it's healing it. Because it's coming from the scared small child within you, that wants to hide, that wants to push things away because it's painful to look at, to re-experience, to experience over and over again. The thing is, you've been experiencing something over and over again with this obsession. So now the trick is to actually sit with, I was just listening to a thing by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I've been watching him a lot lately. And it's like, you're not supposed to be reliving the past. You're that's not the right word to say. Reliving the past, like traditional therapy, doesn't necessarily help you, because it keeps you tied to the past. And what happens is we spend time in the past, and so we are constantly reliving oftentimes something very traumatic. And that becomes who we are. That is our personality. In order to change, you have to change your personality. How do you do that? Your beliefs, your personality is made up of your beliefs. Beliefs are simply things that you think and say to yourself over and over and over again. So the idea is to change your beliefs, but you have to do it at a kind of core subconscious level. And in order to do that, you need to focus on the present. And so, like, he talks about meditation, like becoming aware of the thoughts that are coming to you, and being like, when you're in meditation and you're trying to, find your focus and be present, and then you find yourself drifting off, it does not mean you did something wrong or bad. It means now you have an awareness. Oh, I'm going there again. Bring your attention back. It's actually, what's the word? It's a good indication that you're on the right track, because now you're aware, and it's the awareness that helps guide you back to the present moment, and helps you to release the past. Because that's the thing, is our body, what did he say? It's like the thoughts are the language of the mind, feelings are the language of the body. The thoughts we think cause us to have emotions that get trapped in the body. And so we can't just think our way out of stuff. We have to create a coherence between our mind and our body. And I feel like that's where this heart song comes in. You're creating that coherence. You're tapping into that deep inner knowing by spending time with your thoughts combined with your emotions. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so Osho Zen Tarot. Six of Clouds, the burden. This is the Hermit, aloneness. Four of Rainbows, the Miser. Interesting. These two characters The one on the back here and this miser are like similar, very similar energies. It's an entitled energy. It's ultimately, it's the kind of energy that is based in fear. That entire, it's that mine, it's that golem energy, my precious. Yeah, especially this character with that face and everything. It's like, I feel like this miser is tied to this obsession, right? And so you've had a monkey on your back in some form. Could be some kind of substance addiction, could be, yeah, like I said, like addicted to certain ways of thinking, obsessing about who you think you should be, the type of people or person that you want in your life. This has been something that has been weighing you down and has been driving you, but not in a good way. This isn't something that is positive, that has positive returns. And so it's like you're spending time alone, possibly meditating, possibly like going within. Maybe you're at home a lot, and really looking at who and what you've let be the main influences in your life. And a part of that has to do with self-protection. The thing about this card is this character has all these jewels, right? And just holding on and like, no, it's mine. But down from the jewels, there's this kind of what looks like kind of a waterfall, little mini waterfall. It's essentially energy. All the things, all the stuff, all the money, it's just energy. When you try to hold on to it, energy wants to flow. So the energy is going to keep flowing. It's going to keep flowing away. But because you're constricted around it, there's no flow coming in. And so it causes this, there's a constriction. There's an inability to, it's that closed heart. You could even be dealing with somebody who's like this. But I feel like this is really tied to that never-ending story. I can't share because I don't have enough. People always take from me, so I'm not gonna open up. I'm not gonna give them more. Even in relationships, it's like you've become accustomed to people on your back, like, taking more than their share, demanding, being forceful, whatever the story is. And so this has put you in this place of like, oh, I'm not going to make myself vulnerable. I'm not going to let myself be hurt like that again. But it's actually closing you off, or has closed you off. And so there's really this, again, there's this kind of going within, looking at yourself, looking at your beliefs, the things you've been telling yourself. Are they true? Maybe, maybe not. Let's look at some spirit animal oracle cards. Wombat spirit, be at home. No place like home. There's something about your home. Yeah. That's where you are finding your peace. Being alone at home, if you can, spending time alone in your, if you have an altar or you have a favorite room or something, someplace where you feel really comfortable is helpful. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Number 4. Spider Spirit, make your dreams real, 56. So, spending time at home and doing something, building up your confidence, your knowledge and your skills. Even if it's just learning about how to be fearless and bold in the face of feeling fear and self-criticism. I can't do it. You're spending time figuring all that out and overcoming what you consider a deficit. But in fact, that's just your energy that's constricting and holding you back. Make your dreams real. Love and peace. Love and peace are at the heart of this reading. What can you do to bring more love and peace into your life, into your world? It's more than that, though. Everything that you do is about it's about infusing those things with love and peace. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever dreams you have. What are your dreams? I'm gonna go with the Queen of the Moon Oracle. What are your dreams? Boundaries. Number 12. Beauty. 20. Focus. 14. Yeah, see, you have been in the process of learning how to set boundaries for yourself. Both of these characters are in bubbles. And it's understanding how to set boundaries. You don't just set a boundary to shut the world out as a form of protection that is a constricted protection. It's about creating the process, or the idea of creating a boundary is being really clear on what you will and won't put up with, what you will and won't allow into your energy, into your life, and being very decisive about that. And there's this transformative energy here. It's like this beauty. This is getting back to yourself, spending time in nature. This is this core essence of you that goes very deep, that is beyond all of the physical things, all the things that you feel could be taken away from you. Who you are at your core can never be taken away from you, ever. That you have this inner beauty, and you're recognizing this, and there's this huge transformation as you've spent time in this bubble. You've spent time alone. You're gaining this wisdom, and this speaks to this intuition, this telepathy. The butterfly here on the third eye. This person is half immersed in the water. Water represents emotions. It's like transforming your thoughts, which helps to transform your emotions. It's that whole thing I was talking about, that Joe Dispenza talks about. There's so much information on YouTube and the internet. I highly recommend you check him out, because he's all science based. It's awesome, you know? It's these very esoteric ideas that are based in science. And anyway, you're changing your focus, you're changing your beliefs. Maybe your dreams are changing because of this. You're allowing yourself to dream in a way you couldn't before, or yeah. There's a whole new way of being, showing up. Oh. I just noticed one of my rocks is gone. What's this one? This one is Gateway of Light activation. Sword of Light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. Yeah. There's this breakthrough energy here. It's very bright. You can't really see the image. Turn it sideways, kind of. It's like the sword of truth. Sword of light. But yeah, divine protection, cords cut. Cutting cords to the things that you have been obsessing about, that you have felt addicted to. That is a part of this breakthrough energy. Break through the surface. Chamber of the Violet Flame, karmic release, radical transformation. See? And the butterfly, I mean, that is one of the most radical transformations that can happen. A butterfly or a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. That's a big deal. That's complete change inside out. And yeah, radical transformation. Like that, this is huge. You're no longer you're getting that monkey off your back. You're no longer letting people push you around, letting your own thoughts, your own self take you down. Thoth, light codes. Light initiation, great teacher awakening, divine magic. Light initiation, sword of light. There's all this light that's coming in. Okay, so I'm noticing here with the miser, there's light that is, it could be shining from the jewels, it could be shining beyond the jewels, but it's like this figure is closed off to the light. But by dropping, and they're made up of bricks. It's very, very hard and rigid. It's like the sword of light breaks down all of that perceived protection, which is actually what closes you off. And you're being initiated into the light. And great teacher awakening, you are discovering some part of yourself that is meant to teach, that is meant to share what you have learned from all of this, from your life, and bring it to the world. Others are waiting for you. Divine magic. You are divine magic. See, the serendipity, that is what I call real world magic. That's something that we all experience from time to time. And it feels special and different, and it's undeniable. It's something that's just like, wow, this is cool. There's no real explanation for it. I mean, people, I don't know, I'm sure there are scientists who are like, oh yes, when blah, 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 and the brain, and this, and then that, whatever. But it feels magical when you can really lean into that. You're opening up to the magic with this heart song. You're transforming what you think, which transforms how you feel, and you are stepping into the light, into a place. And what does that mean? Things are being illuminated. You're feeling warmth. You're feeling good. You're feeling open, and not closed up. Yeah, this is beautiful. Let me finish with a, I just want to check. What was this about again? Some people, willing to work only if they start at the top and work up. So you've been at the very bottom and you're gradually working your way up, and you can't get to the top without going through these other steps first. And I feel like once you're initiated into the light, once you come to this new place, then you're like, oh, it's like going through school. And then you get your degree, and then you're like, now I can teach. Now I can become a professor and share this knowledge with others. And you couldn't have done it without going through all those other steps first. That's a part of what you share. So, put them back. Let me put on my glasses. This is Beyond Lemuria. You may also be having some kind of physical glow up, kind of stripped away what doesn't work for you. You know, maybe you're like purging your closet, changing up your wardrobe, you know, because we have the aloneness, the hermit here. This woman, she's in the bubble, she's naked. It's like you're stripping it all away, and you're like, who am I? Like, everything that you thought you were is changing, and so that is going to reflect in your outer appearance as well. You're going to start to show up differently in a very literal sense. People are going to start noticing and be like, what? Did you cut your hair? Is that a new outfit? Got a bunch of wings and chakras, and beautiful. Loving compassion. Bring more love to a situation, whether it is toward yourself or someone connected to the question. There may be a need for forgiveness or for seeing things from a fresh, more expansive perspective. Remember, you are loved and have unlimited access to the gentle yet transformational force of loving compassion as and when you need it. To bring yourself back into your heart, think about those you love and moments with them where you have felt joy. Expand this feeling out to more and more people, creatures, and places until the whole planet is infused with this beautiful, warm, and loving feeling. And that's what this light is about. The sword of light, the light initiation. It's feeling the light, it's embodying the light, it's shining the light. Expanding that out, expanding that feeling because of changing your thoughts. You're changing your thoughts, changes your feelings, changes everything about you. Your beliefs, your values, all of that is changing in a pretty dramatic way. And it all comes down to this heart song, to this love and peace. Inner peace is so underrated. And, you know, when you're feeling inner peace, you're impervious to the fear, to the difficulties, the challenges. You're like, it's like you're in a place where you know that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. It's going to work out because it always works out. Like, you feel good about yourself. You feel comfortable and happy, and that's where you are able to raise your energy and have more and more good come into your life. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. This is awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.